السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أشهد أن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. أما بعد، فإن خير الكلام كلام الله، وخير الهدى هدى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وسلم. وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. The tremendous companion Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma said in a hadith that I want you all to pay attention to and to remember. This is the first hadith that I'm using in the khutbah in this masjid. It's the minhaj that I'm upon. It's the way I think the idara should be, the admin, the way every father should be, every Muslim. You remember this hadith, because the idea and the concept behind this hadith is al-Islam. The man came to the Nabi al-Mustafa al-Mujtaba sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and said, Ya Rasulullah, ayu adnan ahabbu ilallah. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم الحنيفية سمحة. Ya Rasulullah, which Islam and which religion is the best deen? What's the best deen, the most beloved deen to Allah? Out of all of these adyan, lakum deenakum waliya deen. Christianity, Judaism, agnostics, what's the best deen? Sikhism, Hinduism. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to him, Al-Hanifiyya Samha, the religion that is pure and the religion that is easy is pure. Everybody has to be Hanif. Hanif meaning you are leaning away from shirk and kufr and khurafat and hocus pocus, and you're leaning towards the tawheed of Allah, defending it, calling to it, being proud about it. And also the religion that is pure. Somehow it's easy. It's not a religion of difficulty like the Yahud and the Nasara and the Sikh and the Hindu and so forth and so on. The greatest surah of the Quran is Surah Al-Fatiha. And it is a dua. And we read it for every prayer. And we always ask Allah to guide us to the Sirat al-Mustaqim, far from the way of the Yahud and far from the other extreme of the Christians. That religion that's tough. رُهْبَانِيَةٍ ابْتَدْعُوهَا مَا كَتَبْنَاهَا عَلَيْهِمْ. They have a religion in which they're doing things, they made it up for themselves. Allah never prescribed that to them. A nun not getting married, a priest not getting married. It's not the religion of Islam. Islam is a religion of ease and it's pure. In another similar hadith, he mentioned sallallahu alaihi wasallam showing the importance of the issue because it's repetition, a takrar. Surah Al-Fatiha is the sab'a mathani, the 7 oft repeated verses. They go over and over throughout the Quran. And we keep saying it. Why? Because of the importance of the message. So in this hadith, another one he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ala inni bu'ithtu bil hanifiyyati samha. Verily I've been sent with the religion of purity, the religion of ease. Far away from the shidda of people make takfir, people make tabdi', people who pray all the time, people who are rough and tough in their mu'amala. I'm the new imam, and I'm rough and tough with everybody who comes to me. Every khutbah that I give is everybody's going to the hellfire. Every khutbah is to close off the rahmah of Allah from the people. No. It's the religion that makes things easy. Allah mentioned ayat to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. I don't even have to translate the ayat because everyone knows what it means. Even the a'ajamina, everyone knows. We've sent you as a rahmah, Muhammad. This street right here, this street right here. Thousands of people go by every single day. Non-Muslims. The Nabi was sent as a rahmah to those non-Muslims. And to the jinn, and to the animals, and to the elderly, and to the youngster, and to the mubtadi, the new Muslim, and to the shabab, and to the woman, and to the sick. As if that's not enough, he subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in many ayat of the Quran, لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا أَنِتُّمْ حَرِيصٌ عَلَيْكُمْ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَؤُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. There has come to every single person here a messenger from yourselves, a human being. He's not from the malaika, not from the jinn, someone we won't be able to relate to. He's a human being with a mother and a father. He came to you and it bothers him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that anything should make you uncomfortable. It bothers him that you have depression, that you have anxiety, that you're sad. He's not happy for that. It bothers him. Harisun alaykum. And he wants all good for everybody here. And how is he with the believers? Ra'uf Rahim. That's our Nabi and our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And although he's not here right now, the book that was revealed to him is here. His Sunnah is here. Allah mentioned again, Tabaraka wa ta'ala, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. It is a rahmah from Allah, ya Muhammad, that you were easy with these people. لَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. If you were rough and tough with those companions who were from the awliya of Allah, they would have left you and run away. Why? Because that's the sunnah of Allah. Nobody wants to deal with someone who's rough and tough. Nobody. The husband is rough and tough. He's a nar muqada on his wife and his children. The imam, he's rough and tough. The admin, these Muslims who want al-Islam, they want Islam, but they want to blow people up. They want to kill people. What's going on in Palestine is a problem. It's a problem. But as a Muslim, there's a way I have to deal with that. I can't deal with that as if I'm a crazy man. So today's khutbah is one of the most important maqasid of al-Islam, the goals and the objectives of the Sharia. And that is This religion has been sent to all mankind. There's kuffar out there, and other than that, making life easy for people. Every single person here. This little brother right here is at the beginning of his life. His mother, his father, grandmother, grandfather, community, everybody here. This religion legislated. Take care of this little man. That's the deen that the Nabi brought, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A deen of ease. And every aspect of al-Islam sings that, screams that. But people who don't know their religion, they don't understand. And as a result of that, they have ghulu, they have shiddah, they're rough, they're tough. When they see you, they have su'adhan, a bad opinion. He doesn't love for you that you give him excuses. No, it's not like that. He's rough and tough. No, there's a time to be rough and tough. There's a time to have shiddah. But in our deen came to make things easy for people. Listen to what I'm telling you. The greatest aspect of al-Islam, Ummat al-Islam, is the 5 arkan of al-Islam. Buniya al-Islam ala khams. The religion is built on these 5 things. Like this property, the asas of the property. If one of the arkan of this property is being compromised, you're going to have problems. And in your Islam, if one of these 5 issues is being compromised, then your Islam is mashkukun fihi. You're a fake Muslim. Something's wrong with your Islam. I don't say you're a kafir, but if you're not taking care of these 5 things, something is wrong with you and your Islam. Don't have ghurur and don't fool yourself. If you look at the arkan of al-Islam, the most important aspects of the religion, every single rukn from the 5 arkan is showing this maqsad from the maqasid of al-Islam. Islam is easy and wants ease for the people. The first rukn, and I don't have time to go through all this because I got another point that I'm trying to make. But just to bring this to your attention, the shahada of la ilaha illallah, the shahadatan, but just the first part, la ilaha illallah, is easy. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ مَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُم مِّن رِزْقٍ وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَن يُطْعِمُونَ وَلَا أُرِيدُ أَن يُطْعِمُونَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الرَّزَّاقُ ذُو الْقُوَّةِ الْمَتِينِ. That's easy. I have not created mankind and the jinn except to worship me alone. Easy. That's a risala I can get my head around it. Easy. I don't want from them to feed me. I don't want them to give me rizq. Allah is the one who gives the arzaq. Allah is al-qawi, al-mateen. So that's easy. I don't have to protect my ilah. I worship a cow. I have to protect the one I worship. Easy. Allah mentioned in the Quran, ayat upon ayat, مَتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ مِنْ وَلَدًا وَمَا كَانَ مَعَهُ مِنْ إِلَهٍ إِذٍ لَذَهَبَ كُلُّ إِلَهٍ بِمَا خَلَقَ وَلَعَلَى بَعْضُهُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى عَمَّا يَصِفُونَ. Allah doesn't have any sons. Somebody comes to me and tells me I have to worship the son of Allah, Isa ibn Maryam. It doesn't fit my head. Okay, was he a human being? Yes, he's a human being. Was he white or black? He was white. You want me to worship a white man? You want me to worship a black man? What was he? Was he a Yehudi? Yeah, he's a Yehudi. You want me to worship a Yehudi? You want me to do? That's difficult to get my head around that. It's difficult. Allah mentioned in the ayat, if there were multiple gods along with Allah, each God would have went away with what he created. Each God would have tried to overcome the other God. The Tawheed of Allah is simple. Tawheed, Allah alone. That's our religion. And all of the arkan are like that. The salah, he went to Al-Isra wal Mi'raj. Allah made it wajib on this ummah to pray 50 times in a day. Rasulullah kept going back until it came 5. Takhfifin alayna. As Allah said, يريد الله أن يخفف عنكم وخلق الإنسان ضعيفا. 5 prayers, easy. And many of us can't do it. We can't do it. We can't do it. And it's easy, 5 times a day. All of the arkan of al-Islam is like that. I have to get to the point. But I must mention the last rukn, which is Hajj. Hajj is jihad, fi sabilillah. It's jihad. Anybody who perform Hajj or Umrah in Ramadan, you know what I'm talking about. And yet in Surah Al-Hajj itself, after Allah mentioned about the ahkam of Al-Hajj and all of that, He mentioned in Surah Al-Hajj, مَا جَعَلَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. Allah didn't make your religion difficult. Anybody who has eyes to see and he has a brain, all you have to do is look at the arkan of Islam and you'll see the ease of Islam. But the rukn I want to talk about, inshallah, is the one that's on our doorstep, and that is Ramadan. Everything about Ramadan screams out to us the ease of al-Islam for the one who has aql and for the one who understands the religion. It's easy. It is easy, relatively speaking, for the one who knows what he's doing. Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned, and I'll tell you why I'm mentioning this particular issue concerning the many angles of Ramadan. He said in the Quran, وَمَنْ كَانَ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِّنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخْرَى يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ. In the month of Ramadan, when it comes and you start fasting, anyone who is sick, anyone who is traveling, you don't have to fast those days. Make those days up later on when you become well, later on when you're not traveling. And then the ayah said, Allah wants ease for you. He doesn't want to make things difficult for you. He wants to make ease for you. That's the deen of Allah Azza wa Jalla. What's the meaning? What are we getting at here? What we're getting at is, in the blessed month of Ramadan, there are those people from our community who want to throw the dice and they want to gamble with their health. They want to try to fast and they should not be fasting. And they may be of those people who kill themselves. They kill themselves. The ayah of the Quran, لا تقتلوا أنفسكم إن الله كان بكم رحيما. Don't kill yourselves. Allah was forever merciful to you. Many people take that ayah to mean don't take a gun and splatter your noodles all over the wall. And it means that. Don't commit suicide. It means that. But it also means don't kill yourself by being a person who's sick and you fast, and as a result of that, you kill yourself. And I see it year in and year out with my own 2 eyes. People throwing the dice and gambling with their health. It's not our religion. It's not our religion. A person is going to travel from Kissimmee and he's going to go to Tampa and he's going to go to Miami. He has the right, she has the right not to fast and to make those days up later. Yeah, but what about the fact that it's easy to drive in a car? It's easy to go on the airplane. And it only takes a short amount of time because it's a short distance. The Nabi mentions, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah yuhibbu an tu'ta rukhusuhu kama yuhibbu an tu'ta azaimuhu. Allah loves it when you take advantage of the concession that He gave you. He loves it when you shorten your prayers. He loves it when you decide not to fast because you're taking the sadaqah. So don't use that in your head. Don't use that. If you're traveling, you are allowed to fast later. But that's not the one I want to really focus on here today. The one I want to focus on is the sick person in our community. He doesn't have to fast. She doesn't have to fast. And year in and year out, they're trying. You don't have to try. Right now, what is the sickness that allows you not to fast, Ya Abdullah? What's the sickness? That you have to have cancer and you're going to chemotherapy? That's the one who doesn't fast? Of course that one doesn't fast. But it's not that great, not that shiddah to that degree. It's the one with a common cold. It's the one who has a common cold. But let me explain it to you. The sickness in this ayah, Ummatul Islam, understand my point and have mercy upon yourselves. وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ مِنَ التَّهْلُكَةِ. Don't destroy yourselves with your own hands. You all know the hadith that the Prophet said 3 times, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, raghm, imri'in. May the nose of the person be put in the dirt and he be put low. Ramadan came and it left and he wasn't forgiven. That could be the one who was rough on himself. He wasn't able to complete fasting. He made himself even sicker. What is the meaning of the sickness in this ayah? It means 3 things. Pay attention, because maybe it doesn't count for you, but it counts for someone you know. The sickness in this ayah, وَمَنْ كَانَ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى السَّفَرِ. Well, what's the marid? It is the sickness that, if you have that sickness, it makes fasting difficult. It makes it very difficult. Right now, it's not bothering you and you're managing it. But as soon as you start fasting, fasting causes that sickness and it triggers it. It triggers it. That's the sickness. He gets migraines. I'm talking about those migraines, not a headache from fasting. I'm talking about those migraines that make you turn the lights off and lay on your bed and you can't deal with life anymore. That's not fasting in Islam. That's not fasting, you being in a room in the dark, laying there all the day hours of Ramadan. That's not the fasting. كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Where's the taqwa in laying in a dark room and just resting? Where's the taqwa in that? So whatever sickness a person has, when he starts fasting, the fast triggers it. I'll give you another example, and there are many. The person is taking medicine for depression. He's taking medicine for bipolar. He's normal. But as soon as he starts fasting and he doesn't take those medicines, now his depression turns into him being incapacitated. He's so depressed, the quality of his life, he can't leave the house. That's not the fast of Islam. You think about the sickness that people have. The second characteristic of the sickness is the sickness that will cause your recovery to be delayed. He got an operation last month, 2 months ago, and his intestines, hernia, broke his leg, and he's taking meds, and he's on the recovery. He's on the bin. Ramadan comes and he starts to fast. It's going to delay his shifa. You don't have to fast, ya akhi. And you don't have to take a chance. Let me just take a fast. I'm going to fast and see how it goes. You don't have to do that, because you have the rukhsa. You have the opportunity from Allah Azza wa Jalla. And lastly, the sickness that if you fast, it'll cause you to lose your life. It'll cause you to really put yourself in a state. So if an individual is sick, he has to understand from the maqasid of the tashri' of al-Islam is Allah doesn't want to make things difficult for people. Allah doesn't want that. Driving to the masjid and you're late right now, so you go over the speed limit and you drive recklessly, possibly killing yourself or someone else in order to get to the masjid on time. That's not the legislation of Islam. And it's just not about legislation, it's about our mu'amala, how we deal with people. The father and his children, the husband and the wife and the children in this masjid, how we deal with Muslims, how we deal with non-Muslims, how we deal with animals, how we deal with co-workers, how we deal with neighbors. Just look at the Muslim world. Just look at us. So take it easy. Another issue I want to bring to your attention, and this is critical, and it's the reason why I'm giving this khutbah. And another ayat of the Quran, Allah Ta'ala mentioned similar to that ayat, repetition, showing a ta'keed. He said the same thing. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخْرَى وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ فِدْيَةٌ طَعَامُ مِسْكِينٍ. If any of you in the month of Ramadan, if you're sick or you're traveling, You can make up the days later on. And anyone who has the ability to give a fidya and to feed a person food. Abdullah ibn Abbas said, this ayat is referring to the old man and the old woman. 80 years old, 75-year-old man, 75-year-old old lady, 70, they're old. It may be that old man, your father, your uncle, you yourself, it may be that you can walk from this masjid. You can walk. He can walk from here 300 yards, 2 yards, a mile. It may be. That doesn't mean he has to fast. Islam allows that person to give fidya. He doesn't have to throw the dice. He doesn't have to, when I say throw the dice, clearly it's a figure of speech. It's a figure of speech. He doesn't have to take a chance to see, okay, I'm going to take a chance and see if I can make it through. That's not our religion. Allah gave him or her a rukhsa. Abdullah ibn Abbas said about this ayah, and this is really important. He said about this ayah is referring to the woman who was pregnant and the other woman who was breastfeeding, that they don't have to fast and all they have to do is spend fidya for each day that they didn't fast. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. Some of the great scholars of Islam were of the opinion that if a woman is pregnant or she's breastfeeding, number one, she should just make up the fast. Great scholars said that. Number two, they said she should make up the fast and she should also spin and feed. They said that. But I want you to pay attention to the third position. The third position is the position of Abdullah ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Umar, and there is no other companion who went against this position. No other companion has been authentically mansub ilayhi, the first two opinions that I respect. You take that first and second, I respect that. But the fact that no other companion went against what Abdullah ibn Abbas said and Ibn Umar said, that's what I'm with. There are women who were pregnant, there are women who were breastfeeding. They used to tell them, just feed a poor person for each day. And don't make anything up. Just feed a poor person and that's it. And the thing about being pregnant and the thing about breastfeeding, being pregnant, it didn't say she has to be 9 months, 8 months, heavily pregnant. It didn't say that. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. It's up to the lady. It's up to the lady. And she doesn't have to throw the dice. The lady who's breastfeeding doesn't have to be a brand spanking new baby, a baby 6 months, 7 months. If she's breastfeeding, she's breastfeeding. And the baby is 1 year and 9 months. If that's what she's doing, that's what she's doing. So the shahid min al-kalam, and I want to share with you why I'm telling you this. I took an oath upon myself, an act on myself. Why? Because I know people, relatives close to me who were older, 3 of them older, and they used to fast and they didn't have to fast. And I used to tell them, don't fast, don't fast. But because the fasting was from their culture, ta'awwadu alayhi, they couldn't imagine themselves not fasting. They grew up fasting and they died as a result of fasting. They died during fasting. They died after fasting because they didn't want to listen. I don't blame them, but it was lack of knowledge. The man's eyes are red, his gums are bleeding. The month of Ramadan comes, he's not going to listen. He says, no way, I'm not listening to you. And he tries to fast. And it expedited the death of 3 people. So I said to myself, way back then, the very first khutbah that I'll give for Ramadan and before Ramadan, inshallah, is to tell the community, especially the people like that, you don't have to fast, ya akhi. You don't have to fast, sister. The religion is not like that. Allah doesn't want a religion where we make things difficult on ourselves. Why? Because He didn't make things difficult on us. La yukallifu Allahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Allah doesn't burden anyone beyond His scope. Now we're talking about Ramadan, but this message is a message that should spread out as well. It should be about all of our ibadat. It should be about our behavior as well. Be easy. Take it easy. Calm down. Don't be rough. Don't be tough. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ونسأل الله تعالى التوفيق والسداد. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا وطيبا مباركا فيه، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد. There's too much to mention about this issue about taking it easy in the month of Ramadan and outside of the month of Ramadan, but Ramadan itself. Because as I mentioned, Sunday, inshallah, Monday, we'll start our fast. On one hand, we have to increase what we're doing, no doubt about that. But you should try to increase with what is ma'qul and what is acceptable and what is doable. Don't go overboard and don't make things unnecessarily difficult on yourselves. This is a golden opportunity, la shak, and we have to stay in the middle. I don't want anybody in this masjid sitting out there thinking that I'm one of those mutasahil people saying the religion is easy, do what you want, how you want. I never said that. I never said that. I said go through the religion and navigate in the deen and practice the deen with knowledge. With knowledge. Know your situation. I'm not encouraging anybody. Don't fast. You know your situation better than me. Don't anyone get up from this masjid going out saying, he said, if you have a little headache, you're going to have to fast. I never said that. I never said that. He said, if you bite your cuticle and you get a little sore right here, you don't have. I never said that. He said, if you kick your foot, you hurt your toe. I never said that. I said about the old person. I said about our women who are pregnant. I said about our other women who are breastfeeding and they have 6, 7, 5, 4 other children that they're taking care of along with the housework and all of that stuff. That's what I said. You have to consider that. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to establish us firmly upon His kitab with fahm and with fiqh and to make us of those people who understand our religion. And we navigate in the deen of Allah Azza wa Jalla with understanding, making the religion easy for us and easy for the people who are around us. أقم الصلاة يرحمكم الله.